Yeah, I want to say it was... They had a bunch on a movie called Angus.
Right. It was on Angus, wasn't it? Angus.
I liked that movie.
I never saw it.
It was, I mean, it's like a coming-of-age movie for, like middle school or whatever. But like,
okay.
It was... And I haven't seen it in 25 years or whatever, so...
Sure.
It might not hold up, but I thought it was funny. And not like funny, but like... It hit a lot of different points. It was funny, but there's some sadness to it, and, you know, it was good.
1995. Filmed at Owatonna Senior High School in Minnesota. All right. Well, anyway, if you want to feel old, Billy Joe Armstrong is 50 years old today. So good for him. Of course, those guys got inducted into the Rock Hall 7 years ago already. 2015 is when Green Day went in. And, right? 7 years ago. Green Day's been in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for 7 years.
Stuff has been happening.
Judas Priest, still waiting.
Yeah, time makes fools of us all, man. It's just, wow.
Yeah, pretty wild. So they were great. They did a little thing at the House of Blues night before, like Foo Fighters did before they got in, and it was a blast. Fall Out Boy inducted him. That's going to be the only time Fall Out Boy is ever associated with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Ouch. Shots
yeah,
fired.
I said it. Yeah, I said it. And they're a hometown band.
You just got a bunch of Phish people mad at you. Now you're going to get all the Fall Out Boy fans calling in. Listen to their community they built.
My eyes, the goggles do nothing. Right. Well, anyway. So, yeah, Green Day got inducted that year. I don't remember who else got inducted that year.
Does it matter?
Yeah, of course it matters. You want to give them props, right? The Paul Butterfield Blue... Oh, that was the year Joan Jett got in. Miley Cyrus inducted Joan Jett. So, congrats to Billy Joe for not dying. And, you know, he's 50 today. Lou Reed got in that year. And Ringo Starr, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Bill Withers. The 2015 class.
That's a good class.
It was here in Cleveland. Obviously, since I was there. Yeah, good class. They are making, I assume people are saying they're taking their cues from Spider-Man No Way Home, which I have not yet seen. I keep meaning to get to it. I just haven't found the time. But they're giving the Blues Clues movie the multiverse treatment where all the Steves... I guess they're not all Steves. There's Steve...
All the green shirt guys.
Yeah, right.
Because I think they all wore basically the same green striped shirt,
Did
right?
they?
I think so.
There was Steve, and then that guy quit because he said he didn't want to go bald on television. And then they cast a kid who they said was his brother. It was Joe. Steve goes off to college... And Joe is left behind. And I think the kid who currently does it is somebody else. No, somebody else does it. Filipino kid. But they're going to have a movie where all three characters are going to be in the Blues Clues movie. Now I'm going to have to take my kid to this. My 21-year-old son, not my little daughter. It'll be called Blues Big City Adventure, and all three of the guys from the show are going to be in the movie. So, again, I...
Should be pretty exciting.
I'm not going to be able to follow this until I see Spider-Man. So I got to get on that.
Yeah, you should see it. It's good.
And I'm going to have to see it before Doctor Strange 2 comes out.
Yeah, which comes out in May, I think.
Something in the Menstruation of Madness, or what's it called?
Yes, it's in the Doctor Strange, the Menstruation of Madness, not the Multiverse of Madness. That's
Multiverse?
Yes.
I thought it was Multivitamin of Madness. I was like,
I've got too much zinc. I'm over-zinced here.
That's right. I was like, wow, they are taking a really hard left turn with this.
Well, they made so many movies, they got to start hitting some different genres.
I read somewhere that their periods attract bears. The bears can smell the menstruation.
Oh, boy. Yeah, so, that whole thing. Congratulations to them.
Hey, it's always good to be cast in a movie, right?
Yeah, listen, I mean,
but who's that for? I guess
the Blues Clues movie?
Yeah, well, now I guess there's people that have
Different
that have grown
generations.
up. They're different generations, and they have kids now, so they go, oh, I get to see Steve, and you get to see the new Josh one. Yeah.
The Steve generation will bring their kids. Mm-hmm. I'm an old dad, so I didn't have a Blues Clues generation, but I remember when my older kids were younger, and they liked that show. My daughter's not currently watching it, but she had like a 2-week Blues Clues phase. I think she might be a little grown for it now. But by the way, I cannot tell you the outpouring of support and love, and I would expect nothing less, that I've gotten in the break from the members of the Phish community. People who have texted me and said, hey, it's all good. That guy does not represent the Phish community. Alan, you've never told anyone to go to hell just because they didn't like something. That's true. I never told people who like Phish to go to hell. That guy told me to go to hell. Because
which for you would be a Phish show.
Maybe you're right. Maybe
it was an invite.
Maybe he was trying to get me to go to the show. Little does he know, though, because I don't know that he's listening. He left a message on the After Hours line. I don't know when he's listening, but little does he know that, yeah, I'm going to be there.
Oh, so now you're back in.
Yeah.
You changed the date of your blood work? You're just going to go a little
no,
bit woozy.
No, I didn't. I'm going to go a little woozy.
Well, then, if you're a little woozy, you'll look like everybody else that's dancing there, just kind of like flowing, you know?
They're not even going to notice me.
Right.
That's how I like it. They're not. I will blend right in. That person does not represent the Phish community. Alan, I'd rather listen to Morgan Freeman talk me through my masturbation than listen to Phish.
I would love that.
Keep stroking.
I never heard of anybody need to be talked through it.
You're almost there.
Now slow down.
Now wipe yourself up. Nasty.
John Doe has the upper hand.
Yeah. Some people get busy living. Some people get busy jacking.
There's a brewery in Akron that had a beer called Phish Sucks. Boy, imagine that. When you've lost the beer drinkers.
Yeah.
And Hellraisers.
Say what the neo.
Alan, I've been to a Phish show. The fans stink.
Literally.
The band is okay. Yeah. Well, anyway, listen, I don't know. Remains to be seen. That's a Tuesday night, boy. I just can't do a Tuesday night.
You're flip-flopping like a fish here. You're all over the place.
I'm glad you noticed.
You're not going to go?
I'm glad you noticed.
You're not going to go?
I'll go. I'm Cameron Fry up in this piece.
Just going to keep bugging me. Keep calling.
Mm-hmm. Alan, 2 things. Your ads work. I got Window Nation windows, and I love them. Thank you. 2, my mom still makes fun of me because I was obsessed with Blues Clues and had almost every VHS Blues Clues that came out. Why would your mom make fun of you? Can you imagine that kind of life?
Stupid small child.
Or you're being mocked by your mother.
Unless it was happening when he was in his 20s or 30s.
I'm going to assume that's why she was making fun, because he was well into adulthood and he was still collecting these VHS tapes.
He's like a brony, but for Blues Clues.
He's a Blooney. Mm-hmm. Thigh Mule, hello.
Alan, sir, you got me there by addressing me professionally off the start. I appreciate that.
Listen, I see it on my screen, and I do what the screen tells me.
Well, so I'm glad you're doing well. Hello, Bill. Hello, Cody.
Hello.
And, I had a conundrum. So hearing the name Phish and hearing the name Dave Matthews, to me, being Thy Mule, I'm in the same boat. It's a conundrum. Either people love or hate. Do you agree with me on that?
Well, this is all I've said before. As I said, the distinction for me is Dave Matthews Band. I love watching those guys. The guys in Phish are amazing musicians too. But for me, Phish is just carrying that Grateful Dead mantle. And I was never into the Dead, so I'm not into Phish. They're very openly and proudly doing that. So that's fine. Dave Matthews Band for me. As a general rule, I'm not a big jam band guy, but I'd much rather see Dave Matthews than Phish.
Okay, I can agree with the sentiment. I don't think the musicianship or even quality of the craftsmanship and songwriting ability for either band, including Thy Mule, so I guess all three, has ever been called into question, professionally.
Yeah.
But at the same token, what to you makes any of the three, I hope you're familiar with Thy Mule's catalog. If not, we'll have to have professional coffee sometime. What makes them so polarizing?
What makes who polarizing?
Phish, Dave Matthews, Thy Mule, etc.
Oh, well, I think it's the age-old divide between the hippies and everybody else. I mean, there are bands that are still carrying that mantle. When the Grateful Dead or Dead End Company, when they go out and tour, that's your dad's Phish, right? That's your grandpa's Phish. College kids, I mean, back when I was in college 30 years ago, whenever Phish started, mid-'80s, that was for a new generation of people who wanted to, do shrooms and listen to 9-hour songs or whatever. So to me, it's just a generational thing. It was like, but from day one, I was never into Phish because I was never into the Grateful Dead.
I can understand. I don't want to take up any more of your time. I want to be professional. So real quick, the other day I was on hold. I could not hold for too long because I have a profession. I'm a professional. The day you were talking about your guitar and how you're starting to pick things up, for the past few days it's been pestering me. Maybe we can take our relationship to the even more professional tier and do a collab of sorts. Send me some licks. I can produce a song, do some vocals. And the name Thy Cox, what do you think sound to you?
Boy, I'll have to check my calendar, but I'll get back to you.
Well, he's going to go to Phish that night. He's not going to be able to do it.
Let me, I'll put some pen to paper, get some lyrics going. And, I hope you guys have a blessed day. We'll get Thy Cox going. It'll be, 22 will be our year.
We'll see. Looking forward to it.
Far beneath the surface of the sea. My sight was poor, but I was sure the sirens sang their song for me.
Now, I'll tell you what I do like.
What's that?
It's not like I don't like these guys individually. Trey Anastasio is in a little supergroup called Oysterhead. It's him and it's, I think, Les Claypool and Stuart Copeland. And that's a great band. That's just a lot of fun. It's just the three of them. They did an album probably 20 years ago. They did a one-off album, and it was those three guys. And I liked it. It was good. But they weren't 9-minute songs. Now, it's not for everybody. You gotta like a lot of bass-forward stuff. Listen, I don't mind long songs either, provided that they are intent on holding my attention.
Well, if you're on the right drugs and you groove in the right way, your attention can kind of.
Are there wrong drugs at a Phish show, by the way?
Yeah. You don't just be taking maybe not. I think you can do some cocaine. Probably.
Wow.
Yeah.
You really stepped it up a notch.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think people are looking to chill at a show like that. Of a psychedelic, but I mean, you can still do some uppers too.
Holy camole. All right, well. Alan Cox Show After Hours line. A lot of times people just want to leave messages there, and you can do that. It is 216-986-8903.
Hey, gang. Curtis from Columbus here. Hey, I wanted to call. You were talking about the someone breaking the world record for the longest on-air broadcast of over 25 hours or something like that. It made me think of here in Columbus, there was a guy, a local alternative station, privately owned. CD101 was what it started as. It's been a couple different names now. But there was a guy named Andy, and he did an Andy Manathon. And when it first started out, it was a 24-hour broadcast, him by himself doing 24-hour broadcast for charity, and people would call in and donate money to request songs and things like that. But yeah, it made me think of that. It's actually, if you look him up, it's actually kind of a tragic story. He went up to Lake Erie actually, and ended up drowning, swimming with his family in the lake. He was only like 45 something years old. But yeah, it just made me think of him and kind of brought back some memories of the old Andy Manathons, and they still carry it on to this day, as far as I know. And they'll just switch out DJs every 4 or 5 hours or whatever. But back when it first started, it was him by himself, just doing 24 hours of broadcast, taking donations, taking requests. Just thought I'd give you that little tidbit of radio history knowledge. Thanks. Take the show.
Yeah,
Bye.
a lot of radio stations do that. Well, they'll do those marathon broadcasts for charity or something like that. That Andy Man guy, who has been dead now for about 10 years. I know the guy who, the local owner he refers to, I know that guy. Randy Malloy is the guy who is the longtime owner. There are very, very few independently owned radio stations anymore, but CD 101 was one of them that became CD 1025, and now I think it's further down the dial, but still independently owned. This Andy Man guy was beloved by everyone, this guy. Because, people would come from Cleveland and go to Ohio State or whatever and then come back.
Right.
So when this guy died in Cleveland, it was a big deal. This Andy guy who was like the program director.
I think we talked about it.
Probably. This happened about a year after I got here. I met Randy Malloy when we did the, I would see him when we would do the Jameson Distillery tour over in Dublin. And this Andy Man guy goes on vacation with his family, just like the caller described, and he drowns in Lake Michigan or something.
From talking about fish to sleeping with the fishes.
But yeah, he would do those long marathon broadcasts. And of course, after he died, they kept his name on it. And but I mean, when he died, it was like the number one story on the Plain Dealer's website. It was a big, big deal.
What's the shortest
in
broadcast
Columbus
you can do? Like, has anybody set the world record for just like, and then like that's it? That's their whole broadcast?
I don't know about that.
I'd like to look into that. I feel like that's something we could try and get.
Let's consult the Guinness Book of World Records.
Shortest broadcast.
And see, shortest broadcast.
But like, there's got to be things like you got to.
Someone just breathe and just like
Yeah. No, but you got to get news, you got to get traffic, you got to get everything in, but you got to just slam it all in as fast as you can.
Oh, you want all the service elements?
Yeah.
We don't do those here.
It's like the end of a disclaimer where it's like. And
but you could artificially compress anything. I thought you meant like here.
No, but I won't.
We'll set the record right now. Are you ready?
It's still kind of long.
There you go.
Maybe we can
There you
trim
go.
some of the fat off of that.
All right, Blues Traveler farts. Well, let me see if I can get a shorter one for you. Is that shorter?
It's about the same.
Just a little build up.
But it's got to be the show. Like, that's got to be the entire broadcast. That's just a portion of this show.
Could you imagine playing Alan's intro and then once the music stops, it's just like, beep, and then it just goes to commercial.
And then it goes to Jason.
What's up, guys? Hope you enjoyed the Alan Cox Show.
And now we own the Guinness record for shortest broadcast.
The music's just going. It's just like...
I mean, as I understand it, Guinness will measure just about anything. People are coming up with dumb records all the time. And if the Guinness people, I guess, see fit to come to where you are, they'll add it to the book. Used to be tallest guy, fattest guy, whatever. They got record for a dog popping balloons in 60 seconds. That's a record. And those two cats over at John Carroll set the record for the longest continuous broadcast, 25 hours and some change, beating the previous record by some dude in Nepal. So, boy, you think Phish fans are angry. I mean, they're not. That one dude was. But wait till you piss off the entire country of Nepal.
God, I was so mad.
The Nepalese. Oof. Yes, he was angry. But again, people do take music personally, and that's your Achilles heel when you do that. Music is, first and foremost, for anyone, a personal experience. Of course. But to take it personally, I think most Phish fans would say, Alan, let me, and a handful of them have, hey, come out and experience it for yourself. I'll buy you a ticket. I'll buy you a beer. That's a lovely invitation. I will respectfully decline. I like to pay my own way. But, I've got to take a break. Listen, I'll have these 9 Inch Nails tickets for you. That is now a sold-out show. It was just a little bit after they went on sale, as a matter of fact. 9 Inch Nails sold out at Blossom, September 24th. So if you want to get a pair of tickets for that show, I will hook up after this break. 5:30 is going to be the next chance for you to grab some money. I'll have $1,000. Next chance for you to go fund yourself.